Hello and greetings from the hidden world. I'm still working on my intro. And welcome to a new video. This is Draconia, not Day of Dragons. Because Day of Dragons compared to this is nothing. Now, I was gonna do this when it was, sun shining out, but the game was like, hey, recording, that's too bad. And so, now, we're gonna do this in the lightning and rain. Now, this game is a soon-to-be MMORPG which will feature humanoids as well as different types of dragons. So far there are only 4 different creatures of which you can play in the game. So it's not exactly free, and it's not exactly cheap either by any means whatsoever. What I'm not going to tell you is that it's worth its full price at the moment. However, I can go through what the game currently has, and as well as what the game as well as what you can expect to see from the game once it's far more fleshed out in the future, which is soon to come. Now, as you can see right now, I'm currently playing as the European dragon, which is actually the only dragon currently in the game. Quote unquote true dragon is the only true dragon currently in the game. So right now, you see we run, we can snap, and we can also breathe a dark flame. Now, the only thing that isn't customizable in the game, aside from your dragon, is the fire you can spray. And that's because there is an entire lore table, a lore element table for these creatures. The European dragon is a dark element, which is why it breathes purple flames. However, there will come a dragon soon in an update that will bring that will bring fire to the table. However, that is a dragon that is yet to come. Now we go on to the flying, which, unlike in Day of Dragons where you have to do an we have to freaking shift, double tap, space, hit F, do a shimmy, and freaking pray to your god. In this one, all you have to do, hit F, and you're flying. Now it's mouse based, so you can also use your keyboard to turn, so that way you can get a nice side profile of your dragon as it's flying. Or you can just hold forward and your sprint button, which will use stamina, and you can just go in any direction you choose. Now there is a key that is a free camera, so if you hold it, mine is currently Alt, so if you hold the free camera, you won't move, you can just look freely around. However, your dragon will turn its head. There's also diving. This game, but there's a consequence. If you hit the ground, you will hurt yourself, and there is a bleeding tick, as you can see. Now, another thing you can probably see if you did get blinded by that flash of lightning, is that there is I'm gonna look down here. There is a bar underneath my health, as well as some other things currently. So the purple bar is my mana. It gets used up whenever I use an ability. So if I were to use my fire breath right now, it went down some. You can barely see it, but it went down just a little bit. And there's a cooldown for certain abilities. Right now, these are the only 2. There are only a couple abilities for every single creature. Not all of them have 2, however, but we'll get to that at a later date. The purple is your mana, and it gets used up when you use abilities, or certain abilities. The yellow lightning bolt is your stamina. I'm going to look down. The red is obviously your health. The green is your hunger, and the blue is your water. Under all of our vitals, we have the experience bar, which you can use to level up. As you can see, I'm level 7 currently, and I need to get level 8. So how does one do that? Well, there are a couple different ways to do that. One of which is quests, but they currently don't exactly work at the moment. So it's another way to do it. Well, another way to do it is by killing creatures. The only creature currently in the game right now are the crustaceans. Here's one type of them right now. So if I just hit one of those, I can now fight it. You see I'm doing damage, and it's dead, and I can eat its body to gain more hunger, which I shall do right now. As you can see, killing it gave me half of my XP bar, but that is only because currently leveling up is extremely easy, and it's for a reason. As you can see up in the top right corner, it says Draconia pre-alpha version, meaning that this is still in pre-alpha, so the devs made it easy for you to get in, level up, and get big so you can play and have fun with, you know, all your friends and whatever in the servers. But leveling up and getting experience will become much more, well, not much more difficult, but it will become more difficult, and leveling up will be more traditional as updates come to the game. But as of right now, they just made it so you can get in, get big, and have fun, fly around as a dragon. Another way to level up currently is to collect these random resources you find, whether it be a crystal deposit, a rock deposit, or a sand pile, or a wood pile. And as you can see, collecting gives me levels. And I'm going to kill this crab here. Another thing with this is that it's really finicky. There's a crab there, I didn't even see it. It's really finicky with the targeting. However, there is aim assist, so that definitely helps. We're gonna try not to grab. Alright, anyway, if I collect the sand pile, boom. My camera, if you saw, it went back a little bit, and that's because I grew. So, the more you level up, the bigger you can get. Currently, the max size, you hit max size at level 20, but the max level is 50. Which just increases your attack damage and whatnot, so it's only just it's really just for show. But if you just want to get big, it's level 20 to get to max size, and then after that you can just do whatever. But it's level 50 if you want to hit the max. There's only one map currently. There's currently only one map that you can play on, but sprinkled throughout the map there are several different things that hint to what is to come to the series. I almost said to the show as well. That too. But they hint at what's to come to the game in future updates. So if we see here, Note of a Scavenger 6. There are plenty of these notes that you can find hidden, scattered all across the map of Draconia at the moment. And as I said, they hint to what's to come. So, this one says, I'm not sure if using these old bones from the crater for our fishing tools was a good idea. They soak up a lot of water and get really heavy after a while. Sometimes they are heavier than the fish we catch. We should try to get a few of those fancy Kirin scales and use those instead, but they are as expensive as they are sharp. So, a Kirin is basically a lightning horse with scales. I can't really explain it very well, you'll have to look it up. There are different depictions of a Kirin, but that is one of the creatures that will soon be playable in this MMORPG that will be Draconia. I also want to show off another ability that you have as every creature in the game. Every creature in the game currently has night vision, which essentially works like the Isle's night vision, where everything goes black and white, but it becomes much easier to see at nighttime. Sometimes it could be a little bit grating on the eyes, however, it definitely helps you see. And so, this is one of the crystal deposits I was talking about. They're blue and they're really bright, so they're easy to spot at night. But, that being said, let's go ahead and go through the different creatures that you can play as in Draconia currently. So now we have the Lindworm, which is absolutely blinding. So the Lindworm is pretty slow, and its slithering is it's faster than walking for the most part. So we have a Snip Snap, and then we have our little poison elemental attack here. Nice and green. And here we have the Golem, which is also customizable, but you can't really tell because it's dark as hell. But now we have the Golem, who's also extremely slow. When you sprint, it's still even slower. However, swimming is even worse, so don't worry about doing that either. There we go. The moon is currently not being blocked by clouds, so you can definitely see it better now. But then let's log out. And then last but not least, let's showcase the Griffin. The Griffins don't get nearly as big. However, they are much more agile in the air. So if I were to go up, let's hit N. So if I were to go up here and dive, diving is quicker. I can turn on a dime. Then we have the little peck there. And then look at that wing attack. There's currently not much to the game just yet. However, there will be soon. But let's log out once more, so that we can talk about the rest of what this game will soon have to offer. Now, as you can see, this game looks absolutely beautiful. One of the many other great things, aside from, you know, this the amount of customization, the easy flying, the mechanics, everything in between. One of the great things about this game is that it's perfectly optimized. I'm currently running with with a super old, not really super old, but a pretty old graphics card. Currently running a pretty old graphics card. I'm running a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660 Ti, which sounds like, oh, it's a crazy graphics card, but it only has 2 gigabytes of video RAM, which is not great for most games. However, this game is so well optimized. I run every single setting on the highest setting, except for post-processing because of the light stuff, but I'll turn it back on Epic. I'm running it all on Epic. Let's apply. So that makes it the shadows and the lighting much better. But I'm currently running like on full settings, and I'm getting 60 frames. 60. It's insanity. This is on a public server. Like this is the optimization of this game came first and foremost for the devs, and I feel like that deserves a round of applause. It absolutely deserves a round of applause, because most game developers do not put optimization at the forefront. They just make it so if the game runs, if the game mechanics work and everything, optimization is an afterthought. But they didn't do that with this, and I appreciate them for that. And there are many other caves on this single island, as well as floating islands, as you saw in the background. There's so much of the map already in the game that you can go off and explore. There are even some spots that exist on this map that I don't know where they are. One of which was a cave that had green crystals in it. It was amazing. It was beautiful looking. There's a cave by the water, by the shore. There's a cave hidden off in the mountains. There's caves up in the floating islands that contain water sources and food sources that are respawnable. And as I said before, in the future, soon there will come humanoid NPCs and humanoid playable characters as well. What is this? Maybe it's just a rock. See, look at this. I haven't even been here before. I've never even seen this. There's so much. I've been playing this game for like the last 5 days. I think even longer than that. I've been playing this game for a while, and I still have yet to explore every single thing this game has to offer. With that being said, let's talk about what's the future of Draconia. Like I said, this is an MMORPG. I said so in the beginning, this is an MMORPG. So soon, who knows, there'll be skill trees. There will also be, dungeons, missions. Actually, currently there are quests in the game that you can complete. Well, that you can't really complete. They don't exactly work. There will soon be fast travel. Like I said, there are several types of new dragons coming to the coming to the game, such as the Eastern Dragon. There's a Behemoth Dragon in the works, Quetzal Dragon. There is also a Wyvern, obviously, and many other types. There's even a Fairy Dragon on the way. So that's always fantastic. There's a new humanoid NPC and playable character. And one thing I will point out is, if you can see it, wow! Just look at this. Just look at this. Genuinely amazing for a pre-alpha, but it being a pre-alpha, as you can see, the wings kind of clip through the model when it flaps down and brings itself back up. However, like I said, pre-alpha, so all these things, all these kinks will be worked out and smooth, so that way we can get a fully fleshed out and amazing dragon play as a dragon MMORPG. The game is good so far as it currently stands, but it's going to get even better. So I would say, if you want to buy it now, just in case the price changes in the future, so you don't have to worry about it, then by all means get it now. But in the future, this game is going to be amazing and it's going to be great. So I would suggest you definitely keep an eye out for updates to come, because the updates to come are going to be huge, game changing and game breaking. And yeah, that has been my current showcasing of the new Play as a Dragon game, Draconia, which is currently available on Steam for $35. So like I said, it's up to you whether you decide whether or not it is currently worth the price. I personally believe it's not worth the price at its current state, but soon, once the updates come forward and everything comes to light, and more mechanics and things are introduced into the game, it'll be very much worth the price and then some, because this is currently being overshadowed by Day of Dragons and its drama. But please push this game out there. This game needs your support, and it needs the notoriety because it deserves the notoriety. This game is going to be far superior to Day of Dragons. I guarantee it. So absolutely consider getting Draconia, because this is only just the beginning.